for me, I think it's too little too late in a sense for Dele Alli. I know he played okay today, and I don't want to state him too much, but after, obviously, we'll get into the VAR thing, but he would technically have 2 assists today. Now, I think that is quite great at the fact that he has recently fallen off a cliff because he hasn't been in the team much. So do you think maybe this could be maybe a second life for Dele Alli, or do you think maybe it's too little too late?
I think it's too little too late, and maybe that isn't all his fault, because I think the lack of game time as well doesn't help things. You can't expect him to be that saviour, but I just think from what I've seen of him, it hasn't been enough. And I said this even when Jose was giving him opportunities. I felt that he wasn't really saying to Jose, I should be picked going forward. And look, today I think he had a decent game, but I agree with Luke. I think apart from the assist, what did he really do today? Not much. And I just think genuinely our midfield, it's a concern for me at the moment. I think defence is always going to be a concern, but the midfield, I'm really starting to question it, guys. I think Lo Celso, I've actually had Lo Celso's back, so I think I'm allowed to criticise him a little bit. I've said he's still young, he's injury prone, hasn't been given enough minutes this season, but he is like a Lamella. I just want to rip my hair out when he's playing. Honestly, it's just like some of the decision making in that final third from him at times. And even Højbjerg today, you know, sideways passing, but I think he needs help out there, like Luke was saying. So I personally want Skip back. I know people are saying he's still young, but for me, he goes straight in there for me. Because Lo Celso and Ndombele, I think he should be playing, but then there is an argument when he does play at times, he doesn't work hard enough. So it's a bit of we need to sort out this issue with midfield. I just feel like, what is the best midfield that we can put out? You know, is it Lo Celso, Højbjerg, and Ndombele? I don't know. But we massively miss a Wanyama Dembele midfield. Even Eriksen, I miss that midfield so much. I just think our midfield it's very flimsy and weak. I just think we get overrun all the time. All these teams that have outplayed us in the midfield, Leeds today, I mean, they absolutely bullied us today. And that's why I have to question, are they good enough? I don't know.
Well, I want to say something outrageous, okay? And we started off the show slagging off Eric Dyer, okay? But I genuinely believe that he would be better suited in a midfield 3 with Højbjerg. Wow. Because what I saw from him today, right, when he decided to pick the ball up and drive forward, okay, he actually looked better than when he's trying to defend, in my honest opinion. So if he sat there in that role as extra protection, he has the defensive attributes anyway, and he used to be a defensive midfielder before. I think changing into centre-back was the worst option he ever decided on. But I'm just trying to think of some way that we can scrape something together at the moment. Long term, it's not an ideal thing. You know, long term, I want to see next season, I want to see Højbjerg, Skip, and Ndombele. That gives Højbjerg and Skip the option to then sit back, and then Ndombele the option to be able to be box to box. That option of Lo Celso, Højbjerg, and then Ndombele is just absolutely outrageous. Like,
do you know what? I don't think that's too outrageous, because I've always said I don't think Dyer is a centre-back, and he has played at midfield, but I'm trying to remember when he was playing at midfield. You know, did he play that great? I don't know. But you're right, because there were moments in that game where he was sort of driving past a couple of passes. Thought, okay, maybe we could try him there. I mean, what have we got to lose? It might be something that works.
What could happen, right? And hear me out, is that we have Joe Rodon playing as a left-sided centre-back. We have Eric Dyer playing as a left-sided midfielder. Therefore, if we ever need the extra cover, Dyer can slot in. Then we're on the attacking transition. He can move back into defensive midfield. I think that it would help out both options.
Right, get on the phone to Mason. I know, that's
listen. I've got this sorted.
I was going to say, I don't know if I feel that confident with Dyer. I think he's...
Yeah, Holly, you don't seem keen with that idea.
No,
I
I'm not
saw
keen.
you thinking...
I just want him gone. I mean, it is a good shout. Like you said, when he did go forward, I was thinking to myself, what the are you doing? Because now the back line's going to be even more all over the place. Like, go back, mate. Jesus Christ. But, yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying, but I don't know. For me, it just kind of highlights the board again. And I know I keep going on about NK out, but we never replaced these players. We just got in players that we thought, oh, they're coming on the cheap. They should be all right. Do you know what I mean? Like, we lost Wanyama. Okay, he wasn't brilliant, but at least he did a job in making sure that the likes of Dembele could push forward, and he could just make sure that he swept and made sure that the back line were okay with him trying to stop everything in front. And we haven't even managed to replace Wanyama, I don't think.
No.
I don't think we have. And obviously, Eriksen going. We got Lo Celso in, okay. I think they're two different players. They really are.
But what is Lo Celso's role? I don't get what he's there to do, guys. This is the problem. I just watch him. I'm like, what are you? What are you? I don't know.
And like you said, I think we do need a third person in there to help Højbjerg, because I was having an argument with a Saints fan, as I do, saying that Højbjerg just loses the ball all the time. He passes it and he does. I can't sit here and say that he doesn't, but I also think that if we didn't have him in there trying to break up the play, I think things would be a lot worse, because at least he's trying to break it up. Otherwise, we had no one in stopping in front like Wanyama used to do. And hopefully having the likes of Skip coming in to help him in that a 2 role in front of the back four, it might do it wonders. He might be able to play a little pass to Skip, and then Skip can be the one that finds that pass forward. Who knows? But like you said, right now the midfield just isn't the dynamic that is really working for us.
And there's no goals from midfield either. Hardly any goals, and I just think we miss that. Nothing from midfield, and that's why at times I feel like one of our biggest issues is the lack of creativity, and that's why we're having to see Kane drop so deep at times. Yeah, it's to keep the medical staff in a job. Yeah, agree with that.